Hello all, I'm Colette and welcome. Today I'm sharing a little bit of information about spring witchcraft, 5 spells and practices that you can do during this time of year. If you would like more about seasonal magic, let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoy. A lot of my witchcraft is influenced by the land, the plants, the trees, and the animals. So for me, this is a really exciting time of year because I'm starting to see a lot of activity happening where I live. Some of what I'm sharing today can be done to honor and work with the spring equinox, but most of these practices can be done throughout the entire spring season. I just want to share a few quick things about spring equinox because it does really influence this season. So if you already know everything you want to know about spring equinox and want to skip just to the spells and practices, I've time-stamped this, so go ahead and do that. Spring equinox falls around the time of year of equal day, equal night. Its magic is about balance, potential, and new life. It occurs halfway between winter solstice and summer solstice. And the spring equinox is used to calculate many holidays around the world. Easter and Ramadan are just a couple of them. The spring season is associated with the dawn or sunrise, and many of the deities associated with this time of year have names that in some way reflect sunrise or light, like Aurora, Eos, and Ostara, although there's a lot of debate about Ostara's existence. Some of spring's magical qualities are renewal, rebirth, new beginnings, fertility, balance, and new life. Colors that I would use on candles, altars, or altar cloths, or altar plates can be light blue, light green, lavender, or yellow. Some people also use white, but use what colors feel right to you or what colors you see reflected in the landscape around you at this time of year. There's the element associated with spring, and I like to work that into my witchcraft. The moon phase that is associated with spring is what's called the waxing first quarter moon. A lot of us might refer to that as the half moon. And so often at this time of year, I will light candles and incense just to celebrate that moon phase instead of the traditional new and full moon phases. And I especially like to do that around spring equinox. Spring can be a season for many people of clearing physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And some people do a whole big thing around that. What I like to do is several smaller practices. So one of those is taking my whisks that I really love. These ones are made of birch. And as often as I can in the spring, I like to just crack open a window or crack open a door and kind of stir the air up with my whisk and move it out towards that window. And I invite the spring winds and the spring air to help clear my home and my mind. And this is just a quick magical reset for my house when I don't have time to do something deeper. All right, everyone, I've talked about using spring rainwater in my last 2 videos, and this is going to be the third. I have one more practice for you. Add a little spring rainwater to any wash water that you're using on your floors or walls or any other part of your house. This helps clear away stagnant energy because of that energy of the springtime, and that helps keep malicious spirits away because stagnant energy sort of draws them in. I like this one a lot because it combines something that I have to do already and I don't like doing that much with a little witchcraft, so it makes it more exciting. If you're a regular follower here, you've probably heard me talk about harvesting buds from trees at this time of year. Buds carry the whole potential of the whole year's life cycle in a little concentrated form, and there's a lot of different things you can do with them. and they aren't often found in stores, and you don't need very much to do something magical with them. One of the millions of ways you can use buds is in protection spells. So light a small candle and combine a few willow buds with rosemary and a few sticks of cinnamon in boiling water to make a tea. As you add the herbs, ask them to bring their properties of strong protection to support you throughout the spring months. Let the tea steep for 15 to 20 minutes. Strain it and measure the amount of tea. Add an equal amount of alcohol to preserve it, and snuff the candles or let them burn all the way out. You can put this in a spray bottle and spray it around your house regularly, or dab it around the house. If you had pets, I would probably dab it around the house rather than spray it, just because they can be really sensitive to the smell of cinnamon. You can also use that same method to create a potion for communicating better with plant spirits, tree spirits, and nature spirits, which are starting to be really active in the spring. So instead of using the willow buds, rosemary, and cinnamon, you can use hazel buds, mugwort, and angelica. Add a few drops of any floral essential oil that you like into it to make it smell nice, and then you can spray it on yourself or dab it on your hands or throat to aid in communication by just going out and sitting and observing and seeing what comes to you. It's a practice. It takes time. Some of it will come right away, but for others it might take a long time, and you might want to use an intermediary tool like a pendulum or cards to get the ball rolling with communication with these spirits. This next charm can be used to clear your mind, to move yourself out of winter's sluggishness, make you more alert or cognitive, to clear your mind of intrusive thoughts, clear yourself when you're having trouble letting go of a bad dream, or if you're having any difficulty coming back to a clear, strong space after you've done any kind of magic or trance or journey work. Gather several handfuls of fresh mint and lemon balm. Dried does not work for this particular practice. You can grow these in pots if you want, but I often find that neighbors have a whole lot of it that they would love for you to clear a little bit out of their yard. As you pick these plants, soften your gaze, soften your energy if you can, and ask the plants to bring their clearing qualities with them and say thank you when you're done. Then place them in a glass jar, preferably, or a plastic bag if that's all you have, in the fridge, so that they will stay fresh. Make sure they're sealed or that a lid is on them. And then whenever you have need of them, pull out just a few sprigs, rub them between your hands, and say something like, "Beautiful plants of water, earth, air, and sun, help me shift from what is old to what is new, refreshing and clearing my mind, heart, and soul." Or you can say something that's more specific and meaningful to you. I usually get up before dawn, but most people don't, or if they do, it's because they have to rush right out to work. So whenever your schedule will allow you in the spring, take a moment to go to an east-facing window if you have one, or go outside and look towards the east. Take a few breaths and look towards where the sun is for you at whatever time of day you get up, whether it's visible or not. Rub your hands together and then hold them out in front of you. And depending on what resonates with you, there's a few different things you could say. Here are a few of my thoughts. I greet the dawn and ask to be held in the hands of blank. You fill that blank with a name of a deity if you work with one. You can then add, "May my work today be pleasing in all the realms." Or you can say something like, "I welcome the dawn. May I be open to what I need to see today." Or you could also say, "I greet the sun. May I walk with its strength, warmth, and healing power and strength today." And adapt these to whatever your needs are for things that you associate with the powers of dawn and the beginning of the day. Thank you all so much for liking and sharing my videos. Check out my description to sign up for my Witchcraft newsletter. And if you want to get more in-depth information from me and support me so I can continue doing this work, I'm running a Patreon sale this month. So check that out in the description as well. Let me know if you want more seasonal magic. And until next time, stay safe and be well.